So I want to share this really important lesson with you, and I want to share a story of what happened to me just the other day, so it really illustrates the importance and the power of this story. The team had sent me a message saying, hey, we need a video on this for 221B Tactical. So, of course, I saw their notes, and I went by their guidance, and I made the video. The video ended up being about 12 minutes long. I sent the video to them, they edited it, and they put it out there. And the video got no traction at all. So they came back to me and they said, okay, why don't we try to shorten the video? I said, okay, fine, go ahead and shorten it. They said, but we don't know about the product you're talking about, so you shorten the video. I said, okay, I don't mind it. I haven't done editing for quite some time, but they said, you'll know because it's a new product launch and you're the one who designed the product, so you add into the video, keep what is most important and relevant, and take out the other stuff. So fine, I don't mind. And I used to do all the editing for the videos back in the day when I first started 221B Tactical, and I enjoyed it. So I said, no problem. Took the video, edited it down, and I think I edited down about, a minute and a half, which I thought was pretty good. Maybe it got it to like a little over 10 minutes. I sent it back. They came back to me and they said, yeah, we were thinking shorter. And I said, well, I can't make it much shorter. It's a product debut, and the product is not super complicated, but it has a bunch of features that I have to share about. They said, yeah, try to bring it down a little bit shorter if you can. So I went back to the editor, and I went into the software, and I brought it down, I think, about another 2 minutes. So now I was just over 8 minutes, which I felt was already too short, because you want to do a video explainer, in my mind, you got to explain the products and be very, very thorough. So sent it back, and the main guy came back to me and said, yeah, it still feels a little too long. And at this point, I'm saying to myself, well, I can't make it any shorter. And he said, well, what about this and what about this? Can you cut this and can you cut this? And I said, yeah, I suppose I can. They said, try that. So I went back into the editing software, and I cut out those things he recommended, and it got down to, just under 7 minutes, like 6:50 something. Sent it back. And now one of the girls on the team got back to me and said, this is good. We feel like it's almost there. However, we feel like this is a little bit long and this could be a little bit said differently. And maybe you want to cut this and do this. And I said, all right, yeah, I could do that. Came back to the editing software, put it into the editor, and cut out a couple other things. But now at this point, I was more attuned to what they really wanted and how they wanted the video to be. So this time I was able to cut it down to, I think it was about 4 minutes. And they said, okay, pretty good. They came back to me with a couple of different things. And actually I was able to take off, I think, about another 20 or 30 seconds. So anyway, it ended up being a video that I think was just under 4 minutes. The original video was over 12 minutes. The shortened video was put out, and the response and the conversion on that video was literally 100 times better than the 12-minute video. Now, there's some things that could be said here where a lot of people are saying, well, people don't have the attention span anymore and things like that. But on YouTube, people do have an attention span. If they're learning about something, people come to YouTube to learn about whatever it is they want to learn about. And it doesn't matter if it's carpentry or poetry. They are coming to YouTube to learn. So they're expecting some longer format. And I was expecting that with this product debut video and explainer video. However, I learned that in certain situations, you don't need to have all the long-winded fluff. And sometimes being more succinct is more powerful. And in this situation, we took a 12-minute video. And although along the way, I don't want to say I was mad. I don't want to say I was upset. I wasn't. But was I getting a little annoyed? Yeah, I would be lying if I said I wasn't. But as I cut it down and cut it down and cut it down, all the way from 12 minutes to 4 minutes, I realized the power of focus and the power of being so direct and cutting out a lot of the, I don't want to say it was fluff, but cutting out a lot of the stuff that the person looking to learn about the product didn't really need to know about. I was adding details in there. I'm a storyteller. So I was adding little details in there that, although they felt relevant to me, they weren't needed in this particular situation. In other situations, yes, but in this one, no. And it was a good lesson for me in that there's so many things that we do in our lives that, one, we think are going to take a lot of time. And for that reason alone, many of us don't do it. We won't jump into that venture because we say, oh, it's going to take so much time. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. But the reality is most of that is just noise and a story you're telling yourself. Most of the time, if you really be hyper-focused, you could probably complete that task or take on whatever that project is or make that shift in your life with a much more condensed amount of work. It's just more focused work. So you have in your mind it's going to take all this time and energy and effort, but like I did with that video, 12 minutes long. It was damn near almost 15 minutes long. But the powerful version of it was 4 minutes long. And that was huge. That was huge for me, and it was an eye-opener for me. I realized that there's other times and other areas in my life that I do that, and there's probably some areas in your life that you're doing that as well. So many people I know that I talk to, especially people that I'm coaching and people I have my let me say my networking conversations with, they talk about things they want to do, whether it's starting a new business or taking their other business in a different direction, whatever it might be, and they talk like it's going to be this massive undertaking, and it's not always. Sometimes it is, but it's not always true. So if there's something in your world where you say, I want to do this, I want to, whatever it might be, I want to change this about myself, I want to change this about my life, I want to do this. Before you think that it's going to be this massive, massive undertaking, sit down, put pen to paper, and really make a succinct list of what it would actually take. Cut out all the fluff. Do what I did. Write a 1-page down on a full, I use a yellow legal pad, and then start crossing out, go one round and cross out what is not necessary. And then whatever you're left with, go another round and cross out what's not necessary. And then go another round and cross out what's absolutely not necessary. And I assure you that if you do that for 3 or 4 rounds, you're going to be left with just a few lines of action items that are the most important action items, that if you do just those things and you do just those well, you are going to have a much more powerful finished product. And it's going to take you in that direction much faster. A lot of people hold back because of time constraints. But if you have this big idea of what it's going to take, the main thing most people say is, I don't have the time. But what if you were able to compress those requirements down to just the necessities and be hyper-focused like I did with this video? Then the time is irrelevant, right? Because now you have the time. If they said to me originally, we need a 4-minute video, I would have probably been, I can't do that. But then I would have had to bring it down, and cull all that other stuff out. And then I would have been able to produce a 4-minute video. But at first, of course, I said, it's not possible. This is a brand new product with all this stuff. But it was possible. It was very possible. I just had to change my mindset and my viewpoint about it. So whatever it is you're looking to do in your life, I don't care what it is, whether it's, fitness or your health or your job, your profession, your career, or your relationship, if it seems big to you, write it out and start cutting out. And ask yourself, after about 3-4 rounds of that, how big is it? How much time is it going to really take? And I think you'll be surprised. So anyway, I just want to share this story with you. These are the lessons I've learned along the way that have helped form my life and change my life, take me from dead broke and not in the greatest shape ever to a position where I never thought I'd be, from a place of financial freedom and success that I never envisioned. So if this is something that helps you, great. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you like content like this, of course, I appreciate you giving the channel a follow and a subscribe. But most importantly, and I say this a lot, more important than giving the video a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel, if you know someone in your world that you feel would benefit from the message in this video, share this video with them. That's the best thing you could do. Of course, the likes and the subscribes help, but pay it forward, passing it along. That really, really helps. So if you could do that, you feel the need to do that, you feel the desire to do that, great. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment below if there's something in your world that you're going to go after, or this is something that you've done in your mind, you've made up this story. Drop a comment below and then declare how you're going to now go after it hyper-focused and make it happen in your world. All right. Thanks for watching.